Hey everyone, welcome to Fearless Great Life. We're talking about actually marriage tips that I have because one of my daughters is getting married in 39 days. Cannot believe it. Got a dress to fit in yet. So getting married in 39 days, and I wanted to put together for her and her future son-in-law, who I picked out. I'm so good at this. Marriage tips. My advice is, and I'm going to get this for a gift, and maybe I'll get this for every new married couple, is the book 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Now, I didn't read this book until I was a couple years into my marriage, and I think the reason I read it was to be a better parent. But it is such an excellent book because I never thought about it until I read the book. You know, I think we assume we know how to love someone and we know how to express love to them, we know how to receive love from them. But the fact is that we not only express love differently and we desire to receive love differently too. So the 5 languages of love are, one is gift giving. Like sometimes people show how much they love you by giving a really thoughtful, really great gift. Like I say, one of my brothers is like this. He always just gives the best gift, and the best gift that for that person, he puts a lot of thought in it, and it's really one of the ways that he shows his love. My children's dad also showed love by gift giving. He's a really, really good gift giver, and he just gives really thoughtful, kind gifts. Spending quality time. Like when I think about my parents, I think that's one of the ways that they really show their love is by giving quality time to the people in their lives. Other way that you can show or give love is by words of affirmation. And that's not just I love you. It's, you know, when you can see when somebody needs to hear something good, it's kind of giving them good advice, or not good advice, good I love you, you're doing a good job, positive affirmation. That's another way that someone shows love. The 4th act is active giving service. And so giving of yourself. So it's not gift giving, but it's when you see somebody needs your time or needs help with something and you show love by giving of yourself. I actually think one of my other brothers is kind of my other brother. I only have 2. Is really like that. He's really good at giving of himself. And when my son and I needed a place to live last fall, him and his wife opened up their house to us. That's one of his ways that he shows love is by acts of service. Side note, I gotta tell you the acts of service he had to do for me. Oh, he is such a good. Oh my goodness, it's embarrassing. Okay, so I went to Nashville with my girls. He was the one watching my dogs. And so he'd come before work all dressed up in his suit, and not once but twice the lab, Sammy, come here, she apparently decided to eat birdseed. And do you know what birdseed does to a dog? Runs through. Everything runs through. It's as good as an enema. So he would come to my house with the dogs out, and one of them had just all over. So his gift of service was taking care of that, and he hasn't complained yet, although I haven't seen him in person since then, so I don't know if that's saying anything. That was number 4, acts of service. And number 5 is physical touch. I know 2 of my girls are just rub my back. And to be honest, I'm so bad about this. Their physical touch is how you show somebody love. So to recap, they are giving, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch. The interesting thing is the way that we need to receive love might be different than the way we give it. And the tricky thing about when you're first married or when you first have kids is figuring out how each individual needs to receive love. Because you can't only give them the way, you can't only give love the way you like to give it. So for example, let's say I like to give of myself by giving quality time. But my spouse, that's not how he receives it. He receives love by words of affirmation. Well, if I'm just giving quality time and thinking they should know I love them, but I'm not giving words of affirmation like they need, then the way I'm giving love is kind of falling, for lack of better words, falling on deaf ears, because they don't see it as me showing love. They just see me as doing something for them. So you really need to learn, especially when you're a new married couple, how the other person receives love. It's so important to understand how they receive love, because you might have to change the way you like to give love, or you might have to grow yourself and how you need to give love so they receive it in the way that's best for them. On the other hand, it's also good for you to know, if you think your spouse isn't doing anything to show their love, but they're, let's say, cleaning up the house every Saturday morning for you, well, that's one of the ways they show you love. And you have to understand that. So understanding someone else's language of love is really important. So I really think this is a great book for any new couple to have. I also think it's a great book for parents to have. I think the tricky thing is, you know, with children, if they like came with like one size fit all and they were all the same, it would be so easy, right? But it's not. They're all different, and you have to figure out how you give love to each of them, how they need to give love, and how they're expressing love. Like one of my daughters, she doesn't like to be touched. Like she's in Denver, says like, rub my back, Mom. And if you say, oh, I love you, she's like, yeah. But this weekend, like she helped me like finish all the hard painting in the house this weekend, and I know it was like her way of showing like love. If she's watching this, I know what it was. So you just have to like really understand when somebody's showing you love. You have to appreciate it, but you have to really understand what they need, how they need to hear love. So flamingo lingo of the day is, of course, love your flock. Easy one. Flock on, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.